everything working? Integration should be good. Yeah, I see it. Oh, and I see lag. Ooh. Is everything uploading fine? Is there anything I can disconnect? I mean, I want to keep that on. And this, and that, and this. Ooh. Well, Streamlabs is working fine, but it looks like on Twitch's end, it's a little behind. Yeah, bitrate just tanked. Uh-oh. Let's just refresh this and hope for the best. Oh boy. Really need to upgrade some stuff. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it streaming. Oh, wait. Seems better. I might want to just work from Streamlabs. So far, I've been trying to do it from two ends. No, there we go. Everything's all connected good. Yeah. About the only thing I changed this time coming back in is I forgot, I can add, like, full-on spoilers is fine. I've already finished this game once through. But when Final Cut came out, I'm like, well, I do have to go through it again, and there's so many different paths you can kind of go down in this series, so... Or in this game. I hope it's a series eventually. I think the webcam's a little too big. I want to shrink that a bit. My mug isn't as pretty as Harry's, is it? That's probably fine, right? Probably like a 16th of the screen or something. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, right. So, what I wanted to do last time we were on... whoop, wrong. I need to find some way of increasing my perception so we can find the literal most important thing from the autopsy. If I can't do it, I can't do it. Failure's totally a part of this game. But I was curious and poked around at what I remembered and what was on, like, wikis. There is totally a way for me to get, like, one more perception or two. Can I... Okay. Humanitarian aid. Like, he's selling aid things. Where are your hats? Ceiling. Jesus. Are they over here?
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra serious.
I don't think I'm gonna shoot for the Fallen set
I
this
can
time.
see you've a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
Speaking of luxury, you should go over and ask about paying for those sneakers with your net worth.
Where did he keep...
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box, a variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
The vendor takes a pair of sunglasses and sticks them under your nose.
Stylish shades, huh?
Like, who does...
They'd
like,
be
why
even
would
more
you...
stylish if you paid for them with net worth.
Rummage through the box?
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun.
I feel like the sunglasses box for this guy should be, like, the more obvious thing, because, like, who hasn't seen a person selling, like, the latest brands of sunglasses on the street, and they're all just garbage?
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design.
This is the thing I need
super
to
material,
fail
very
gain
cool.
perception.
UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
I love Sealang. He's a fun dude to listen to now, too. I have to
Nola,
fail this.
all you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor, produced by a bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently. There's a malformed green frog on its bent cap.
I need that.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals. Bang, bang! And all for a mere 6 real.
I could do that. Kim, are firefights something we really should be prepared for?
I hope not.
They are. They 100% are.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
Square jaw?
Sporty and practical, officer. Good choice.
Okay, I never failed that from before because, like, I had... What was it? Conceptualization? What do these look like on him? Oh, wait, you can't see the googly eyes on it. Anyway, that's one more perception. Let's go. If I can't get it from this, I think I'll just run with we don't know. 'Cause I don't think I found the bullet my first time through, but I knew about it. After, like, there's other ways you can figure out a lot of the things. I know this is, like, spoiler content. Nobody's gonna really watch this when they're going through it, like, the first time. But if I were to give people a tip when they're playing this game, is like, really, really... I'm pretty sure they tell you this, too. Don't be afraid of failed checks.
The bear's eyes
They're a
are
part of the
still
story.
glowing red.
Oh, wait,
It's
the plus
guarding
one
over the
doesn't
freezing
count.
corpse hidden inside its
Well,
belly.
I have it from an item? Is that it? Okay, so no, I need to go a different route. But I have an idea on a different route. Damn, I should have come back with this then. I'm keeping this on, regardless. Because that's better than the reaction speed, I think. Okay. So, I need to find, like, a thought cabinet that'll give me... I'm pretty sure there is one that will let me, upgrade the cap to perception. I just have to find it. I just want to give it one more shot, man. I swear I can get it. I need to do... Oh, no, it's locked out to me. Alright, yeah, we failed to find the bullet this time. Damn! Well, okay. There's just a reason to do it Motorix run later. Right now we're doing physical. Physical couldn't find the bullet.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red.
Damn.
It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Alright, well... Then, bag 'em and take 'em, Kim.
If you think so, officer, I'm not going to object.
Oh, I need to... What the heck? Uh-oh. Oh, wow. I have to respond to this. It's a family thing. back to streaming.
I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there.
Then what?
It's too late to take him into processing today. I'll take him first thing tomorrow.
Oh, am I missing Kim all day tomorrow? I thought he would go in the middle of the night now. Alright, well, we're still bagging it. We have to. That means getting him over to the fridge and stuff was all a waste, though. I really, really wanted to try and do more with the body, but we're not going to get that this time. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. It's really important to find that thing, though, too. Like, it's not 100% necessary, but... Alright, we got him in, though. Do something, you're a cop. I never read the objectives. After 2200, right? Yeah, that's when we gotta go up there. Alright, what were we gonna do next? We can't do that yet. Can't do that yet. Oh, yeah, we can contact Everart. Or... I need cash somehow. Do I have anything significant to, like, pawn? Not particularly. Oh, the lady isn't here. Does she come later? We talked to the kid.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register
Yeah, I already met
or
her, kinda.
organising the stock.
I just darted by her and barged through the door in there.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
But it's okay, I did it because I had to put a body in there. And you're standing out here in the cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Should have a word with the store owner, maybe?
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Jesus. Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
And how's that business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Yeah, I just shouldered my way through the curse.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed in what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Bankrupt.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
That sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
Enough about the curse.
Maybe I
for
can
now.
tell you about some of our books instead.
Okay, bye. See you around, Annette. I think I've kind of screwed up that whole quest line because of my mad dash through it, because now Plaisance won't talk to me. Or maybe she will. I don't know. I've never just forced my way into that quest that way. enter. Get the tool back in my hand. Open this up. Trying to get... Oh, right. Is that better? Suggestion. No, I'd rather take the endurance right now. A lot of things. Cape Side Apartments. Rue de Saint-Gislain. Roundabout North. Inside the frame of a motorcycle and repair on the tools used to disassemble it. Oh yeah, the motor oil is what she's using to paint with, right? It's not paint.
Hey! Up here, Piggo!
Oh, they actually gave that audio too. I didn't realize.
The streets will flow red once more.
This
A
edgelord.
great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
Edgelord and an artist, right?
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Just your name. No need to get defensive.
And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sash, she puts the brush aside. That's the funniest thing about her, is that she clearly wants to talk with the with the cops, but thinking like she's doing it probably just to mess with us. But like it doesn't really. Do you know anything about the murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein.
Yeah, she doesn't
Go
give you
forth
anything, I'm
and
pretty
forage
sure.
in someone else's
I never got
shit.
anything out of her.
No
I think
shortage
she's just
of
for art
squealers
cop
in these
to deal
parts.
with.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Catch you later then, Cindy.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
I might as well get to Joyce this time, right now. Or... let's go into the apartments. There's so much, like, there's a weird thing about replaying this game, because I'm not going to things wondering what's there. I'm almost, like, paralyzed by choices of, like, excuse me, I know what all of the stuff is, and I'm torn for choices of knowing what I can do right now, what I can attempt, or what I can change, what I can see, what does what. Jeez. Such a happy town, Revachol is. MRA. Oh, shivers.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor.
Rub your sides for warmth.
A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius.
Her face?
Is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
The plan?
Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
Let's look around.
It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room.
Shiver. Shivers is so... What is this? I don't remember this. Cover features a row of concrete buildings with a monochrome rainbow in the sky. Tells a rather excruciating story about two lovers during a period of ethnic unrest in Yugoslavia. The book has been filed under psychological realism. Well, I can use that to speed up time. That's what books are for in this game. Old lady with bronchitis, right?
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Yeah. You alright? Do you need a doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
Red spots appearing on her cheeks, yeah.
Now, what do you want from me,
God, I don't
policeman?
remember her portrait being so much more detailed. I remembered it being more abstract.
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
You live here?
If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery.
Don't ask for Martin Martinez. I have a few questions about these apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
What can you tell me about Cindy outside?
The artiste?
The artist.
Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
Do you know who lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
It sounds like you get a bunch of those here.
She really doesn't like those nut jobs. Bad blood there.
That's all, thanks.
Oh, no.
Alright, fine. Because my brain failed to check and internalized it, I'm looking for Martin Martinez.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry.
What do you mean I wasn't joking?
Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you.
He's dumb.
Martin Martinez is a name for anyone who comes
Jim
from
Jamrock.
Martinez.
Raoul
Like
Revachol.
Jim Jamrock or Raoul Revachol.
Raoul Revachol doesn't really roll Revachol. It doesn't Revash roll very well off the tongue.
Oops, you really didn't get the joke there.
Wait, I feel like a failure there should be like, no, that can't be right. But he does actually realize, like, yeah, it went whoosh over, Did I have him internalize that his name was Harry yet, or am I still going by Raphael?
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer,
Stop.
we don't have the witness's name.
How about a young male, mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, smoker on the balcony? Know where he lives?
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
Jesus. No trouble, I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
Jeez.
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Thanks, I'm off. Apartment 8. Ooh, camera messed up there. Door 9. Another postcard. Money. Money and shoes. There's the commie room.
That isn't just
Oh,
a
my
five-pointed
encyclopedia actually
star.
passed.
It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism, in other words.
Look out, Kim, there are communists around here.
I'll keep my armistice handy, detective.
He doesn't actually reach for his gun. The star and antlers
surprised my
was developed
encyclopedia
in the
passed
6th
this.
decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov, and the communards during the revolution.
Yeah, so that's a 2. Jeez. Hang on a sec. Let me... Oh, I can use my... Let's turn this off. And I'll put this on, and I'm gonna mute real quick. Okay, that worked. That was family. Can't ignore family, really. And turn that off. And hopefully that worked. I haven't been using the be right back thing that much. I mean, the last time I used it, I think I was just gone for a few seconds or something.
Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why would you want all of those in your symbol? Why is the star upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order.
Oh, like flip the current government upside down. Because this reality, it's comparable to ours of like, it's not like the world accepted communism. They tried to, and then that's what the revolution they refer to is. And then they're all gone. That's why it's weird seeing this, right?
Also, some social democrats were already using it.
And the antlers?
The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time above it.
And why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
Sure it is. What does it evoke in me? It's like, you could take it in different cultures. It's death for other cultures.
Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes on a wall.
That's encyclopedia not really working with conceptualization. Alright, can I get enough money? Logic glasses, no authority. Box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of laundry detergent. The old lady probably goes there a lot. Eviction notices. Missing pets plastered all on top of each other. Does anybody even pay attention to those boards in their neighborhoods? Like, I think the funniest one I've seen was like, to the asshole who drives his giant motorcycle at 5 a.m. in the morning, screw you. And I'm just like, he's not gonna care. In fact, he's probably gonna do it earlier in the morning now, just to spite you. People just gonna do that. Scary snoring. What is this door again? Was this to go upstairs? Oh no, it's just empty. Oh, it's the shared bathroom of the place? If this is a shared bathroom. I hope it's not. Slimy curtains, Jesus. Like a mold? Or what? Moss crawls on the bathroom tiles. Actual moss, not just a mold. Well, actually, a mold would be different. Commodore Red again. It's another bottle. Can I, like, hand those to Kim so he doesn't think I'm actually just drinking the whole time? Oh, wait, was this going downstairs or upstairs? Whoops. I think I wanted to go upstairs. This is where I wish I had the audience with me, because, like, if I can't... Yeah, this is the wrong way. Go back in. I want, like, kind of some more direction, because I've already gone the directions that I wanted to go before. And now I'm sitting here like, I just need to play it like, well, if I didn't know where to go, what would I be doing right now? I probably should go back to Evrart and let him know, hey, I did your dirty work. Now let's talk about the case. Which I don't think I ever did that before either. Like, I don't like Evrart, so I avoided him. I always went to Joyce. With how they have you meet both sides of the conflict, Evrart and Joyce, I feel like they want you to like Joyce more, and she gives you a lot more information about the world. Now I don't necessarily need that. Distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. Oh, I wish you could actually hear that, like, in-game. Oh, the beauty of pollution. It's like, when you're near smoggy cities, you're like, oh, it's so pretty, but it's like, oh yeah, but that's literally death. Someone's watching us. Breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wire. Great! That's not a fire hazard. He's always smoking there instead of in his apartment. Just a door, nothing for you right now. Oh, that door. That's her house. God, I really don't know if I can handle doing that quest again. A cactus. Thyme and rosemary. I think that's his apartment. 29. Silence. 28's this one. Can we even talk to him just yet? Because you're not there. 30. Voices. Singing along to some buoyant dance track? What kind of music is buoyant? Bouncy?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home.
Knock knock.
Knock on the...
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking in the cold spring air.
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Sounds good. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. Wait, they're saying 9 p.m. instead of 2100. That's weird. I wonder why they didn't just write 9 p.m.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today.
Got it. I wonder if anyone's actually tried a walkthrough, like literally a walkthrough, because Kim starts to remark on how you run everywhere, and he's like tired, because he's not an old gym teacher. Gym teacher with a beer gut though, right? I mean, look at Harry. Doesn't he have kind of a gut on him? You know what? No, he is kind of a washed up athletic build, now that I look at him a little more. Because, yeah, in real life, people would just walk. It is so weird having so much health possible. I should really try and heal more of that, but right now I'm just going to keep some charges and spare. I don't really remember where necessary healing dialogue is. We're right near Joyce. We should probably interview her. I got to her before I got to Evrart the first time. So this could be new dialogue for me. Wasn't there something good in here? No, just a recently painted boat. Garbage. Pretty sure I can put away my crowbar. Prybar, sorry. Prybar sounds like a better name. I wonder why we call it a crowbar. That's probably a regional thing, but... Oh, it's a reserved dock. That's why she wants to ask for it. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in your entire life. Been there, felt that when I'm looking around at things. Just walking down a dock is fun, though. Just looking at all the pretty boats.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Just shake her hand, man. We're not gonna go insanely crazy on her right now.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Yeah, the only reason we're even here is because of the lynching, right? Otherwise, she would just be powing it out with Evrart. But as the game kind of suggests, Joyce probably was just going to sit here comfy on her boat and ignore it until things got bad. Because both of them are being stubborn. Like, they're not going to go see each other or send any representative or anything.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual.
Yes, it is.
But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
You have nothing to back that up that you've seen me do today. I mean, look at Harry right now.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
I got 40.
A billion?
Wow. The money I owe is so much less than that.
Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks.
Wait, if they do... I never actually even bothered to look at the, 20 billion. Thousand. Million. phone calculator can't... Wait, no. Phone calculator should be able to go farther. Yeah, wait. 1,000 million billion. Spread across 72,000 employees? So, like, of course it's not going to be evenly split. It's like $280,000 for every employee for the year? I mean, that's a lot, but with how the strike is here and how poor this area is, it's just weird to think about, like, huh, so that's what it would be if everyone got paid the same, huh? Never thought about it that way, actually.
A
Oh, whoops.
conglomerate the
I
size
meant
of
to
Wild Pines is
keep
like a
chat
shark.
open on my phone.
If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
Like, I'm still like whirling over it. That's usually how it's like CEO talk of like, well, this many people are depending on us, and it's like, yeah, but then you're taking 200,000 a year of that and only leaving, you know, the usual. So, how do you guys get all that cash?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormantang on behalf of the suzerain.
Oh man, and that's recontextualized so much for me of... So they started by moving between Isolas, and your character is supposed to be like... They wanted you as the player to be like, oh, islands? And it's like, no. Those are two continents. And an Isola is separated from other Isolas by the Pale, which is a very difficult thing to move through. So the start of their company was probably pretty rough. Because that means they had to be sending people through the Pale right from the get-go. And that is important. Logistics in this kind of a fictional world would be very, very hard.
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What is such a huge system with a dump like this? A place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all the cargo in the world? That's quite the endeavor indeed. How much of a... When Evergreen jammed the Suez, what percent of world trade was halted or something? It was some kind of crazy statistic.
There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
What is this? Wild Pines, Feld, Capri, Tricentennial, Villiers, La Salle. Names of Revacholian Indo-tribes spring into your head. Set loose at the mention of Wild Pines. Royal monopolies, octopuses and swordfish, most of them gone now. YVP, Expander, St. Baptiste, Brightest Star, LUM, Resplendent East Insulindic Welter. Isn't one missing? Wait, no, there were only 14. Why do you feel like there was a 15th Indo-tribe? I still don't know what this thought is. Oh, yeah, I have to unlock another slot. I never did this one, so whatever. Yeah, sure. We're missing one. I don't know what that means.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Wait, can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
I really like somebody who can do that, where it's like, well, what's your job? And then they say a title, and it's like, but really I'm a glorified babysitter. But really I'm a janitor. But really, but really I'm a guy who just stands here and does nothing all day. That's always like, you know, you've got the good guy at the workplace when he's like that or she's like that.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a
hour.
week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
You mean Measurehead? I spin kicked him.
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are the demands now?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh, every worker, a member of the board.
Overly aggressive copy fostering. Like, I almost want to say 4 because that would seem, like, ridiculous. But it is... I almost want to be like, oh, they're just being over-aggressive for the sake of being over-aggressive. I don't even really know what to think about that. That's ridiculous.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
I mean, with that, Everard would probably just take over the company. Like, and that's all he probably really wants.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
It is pretty funny, though. But, like, how ridiculous it is.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
Literally a war of attrition, like a siege. What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again.
Like, I agree with her on the first statement, but, like, the second half would be like, I think they're literally just gonna wait you out until you have to make the concession of, like, give them a counteroffer.
And now, people are getting lynched.
They want to see what they can get away with.
Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the Bois at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to
We
work.
got 2 things to bring up with
I think he said it was, call me manana.
Yeah, I didn't catch that the first time I played through, but Kim caught that. Of, like, we just know there was a dead body hung. And then if I could have convinced him, especially with the bullet, that it wasn't actually a lynching, he'd be like, wait, who told you it was a lynching? When in fact, like, full spoilers, like, we know he was shot. And I would know that if I got it, but I didn't, dang it.
This checks out.
No, it doesn't. I mean, the fact that Call Me Manana knew about it, or has been talking about it, yeah, that checks out. Did you put those scabs there at the gate?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock,
Oh,
come
come
to
on,
plead for
like-
work where the union refuses to?
Yes, that's what the scabs are.
If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
What do you think of Evrart?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Saying someone's made of goo and calling them fantastically corrupt is just, it makes me smile. It's such a fun description. Like, the true use of the word fantastically. Like, he's so corrupt, he's like he's from a fantasy story. He is like evil king demon lord level of corrupt. That's Everard, all
He
right.
is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
I remember hearing something about this Edgar.
Have you seen him?
No.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
That's what she means by irredeemably nepotistic.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the Clare brothers?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that.
The Emergency Act is the thing that created the RCM. That's all I remember about that. That's all I ever learned about it, to be honest.
Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
This is when Kim cuts in.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I totally agree with Kim. He's just corrupt as hell. He's a mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
One more thing. You said something happened during the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Extortion, maybe?
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's change topics.
Of course. How else can I help?
I feel like I should mention I've already talked to Everard Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Does anybody?
Finally, time to choose sides.
Beautiful. Hero. He's imploded Rainbow's Ocean. I wish to swear fealty to you in the cause of capital. I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually... corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, worm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Yeah, that was what the last option would have been.
Of course. and I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
See, like, and she's just as like, not corrupt, but what would be the term? But like, I guess it is, because like she's just nicer about it. Everard is blunt, even though he talks around it. He talks in a way that like, you just, oh, he's so slimy, and she's just not slimy.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
But I didn't do that. I told him no more. I'd rather talk about something else.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah, I thought I told him no more vodka. Pretty sure I did. You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Can I roll this?
What is this? An athletic challenge? Scream it from the top of your lungs immediately. Show that asshole.
Wait. That was supposed to be like suggestion, right? But is he so low and Fizz is so high that I can't? Okay, just yell it. You seem rich. Can I have money?
You're thinking it, but your lips are
dang
not
it.
moving.
You gave me that in quotes. That wasn't. That was not a thought. What? Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
Nice clothes.
Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities.
So?
Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable.
Wedgie.
You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Oh, stay away from 5. I've never felt this feeling before. I'm not ashamed.
Oh, but you are. Too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. Those half-precious stones of Erdinil.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
That's all for now.
Of course, Detective.
Hang on. What was that? What was that check again? Volition. Hang on. Hang on. Wait. That was better than I thought. Esprit. And I can increase volition. So it's just morale.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Wait a sec. I can't do it on my... Wait, hang on. I'm not gonna save scum it, but I'm like, if I don't know what the failure of this looks like. If the failure's really bad, I'm gonna just be like, let's undo that.
You're back.
Come on.
Good.
Well,
Yeah!
you're
I'm doing it! Let's get some money.
Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Money!
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. The wind is a bit strong. Could you repeat that?
I need money.
How much money?
She's like yelling with you. 130 real.
That's a good sum. Not too small. Not
Yeah.
fantastically large.
Money. And wait, I saw somebody else do this and they only got like 60. Does it change based on how much you owe Gart? And if that's the case, I get to keep Everart's cash for the next day.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
I kind of like one, but I wonder if she'll take it as a joke or not. I would want to say this as a joke. Maybe on another run where I can totally be as corrupt as possible. I'll probably do that later. I'll do that. I want to, because that is totally a bribe. But I'm not considering Everart's a bribe. You know what? Because I'm confused, I am legitimately getting my head around this whole. Let's just in my head, I'm changing that word. I don't really know what a bribe is. You're just helping me out.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act.
Properly logged.
Unseemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do.
Sure.
Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides
it's almost
supplementing its
2200.
salaries?
What can you tell me about the lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake
Here
of
we
my
go.
employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi
Wait,
from
here's
Precinct
where I
57.
can-
And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois.
Oh.
I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment.
Oh!
I hope mine will suffice.
Oh! That is different. That is different this time. Because we got my name from Mr. Clare. Kim's not gonna let me go with Mr. Cousteau. I want to be Inspector Cousteau.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective?
Remember that unusual medical episode we mentioned? Lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Wait, I don't remember number 2. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. The world, the city, nothing.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond.
Wait a sec. I want to look that up real quick. Like, isn't that the, encephalopathic. Isn't that the word they made up for... No, it's just brain disease, like a brain tumor. Okay. What was the word they invented for anything that has to deal with the pale? I gotta remember what that is. Like, Kim even if you learn about the anomaly in the church or whatever, Kim will start to refer to it scientifically as it's like something illogical disturbance or something or other.
I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
I think she knows you don't have your badge. Or maybe she is just a stickler for the rules. Maybe this time around I'll be able to figure more out. Because I swear to it that both of these dudes are manipulating you based on knowing. Like, with how much trouble Harry caused in the last, 3 days, there's no way they didn't hear about it. Because she has been here for a while. And obviously so has Mr. Clare. Both of them.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
What kind of arrangement?
I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort.
How can I negotiate my way out of this?
Easy. Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and dirty.
Dirty, huh? Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials. Yes, I will stutter over the words like that, just like he's still drunk and hungover.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
Forgot talking somewhat would actually make me need water.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
I remember where it is. Oh no.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Alright.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Really? I thought it was going well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along.
I'm pretty
or
sure she
she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
It's just much easier to fall for her trick than it is Everard. Everard's way more obviously trying to trick you. Like I said, 3 days of a romp, and there's no way neither of these leaders of either side don't know that Harry's a mess. Kim is the only one that's completely blind here, just showing up. He just has his briefing, and that's it. What do you propose? That we don't investigate drug trafficking? Just like, I don't even want to say the drug trafficking, just like a drug traffic ring. Like, you really think we should... We could just, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
Yes, but what if somebody from the future was telling me where it was?
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Do you want us to not investigate drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion,
Yeah,
we
like
must
we're cops.
investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
In other words, he wants to make sure that this is just his little warning to be like, okay, if we do this, don't just volunteer the information like we've been doing just now. It's like in the exchange, like let's say if we were exchanging prisoners or something, you definitely don't want to give them your prisoner and then say, okay, now send me ours, and then they just run away. Like every bad guy does in every cartoon or movie.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, tell me about the alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Shit, yeah, baby.
I knew it.
It's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down?
He's just gonna chime in the whole game. Like, I forgot when I'm like, oh, let's try a physique run. That's like the opposite of the last run I did. And I'm looking down the list and I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna be chiming in at everything. Party enthusiast. Although I have loved Physical Instrument. I'm gonna remember from now on how fun he is. Of just like, yeah, yell things, punch things, barge through walls, whatever. The world is just in the way. Oh, I thought I was talking to electrochemistry. No, that's a saying. I can ask her why she's trying to shut down the party. No, I am not humoring electrochem. We're keeping, like, I always like when people keep Harry on the straight of, like, you wake up from a 3-day long romp with everything blasted out of your brain. I don't know what would get you convinced to, like, get off of everything. Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara? Samara? I think she said Samara. Yeah, Samaran Isola. Samara to Revachol through this terminal.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wildpine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
They're just a middleman. They are not selling drugs, but the drugs come through here and they don't mind. So you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everett and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
Okay, am I gonna need bolt cutters then? I take this as a joke.
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable.
Like, that's just such a dad joke. Of just, like, every chain has its weak link, and you just hold up the bolt cutters going like, I can break chains. I've already done it. Wait, didn't I use these? I think I had to use them to cut the belt at the neck of the body, right?
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now.
Talked with Tommy already.
Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Why didn't you guys just contact the RCM first?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls
The
under.
pissing contest. That actually makes sense. I always thought that... Huh. I wonder how I never hit this dialogue before, if it's new or not. I never realized that the canonical reason me and Kim are from two separate precincts actually mattered for the plot. Yeah, that would gum up the works about figuring out what's going on in this area. That's why it's so lawless.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
There we go. That's turn on a light. Not BRBing.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
Yeah, she did this. It's no coincidence the lorries are all stranded.
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However...
I don't really want to level anything right now. I can't do perception anymore. I wish I could have. I kind of want to get Savoir Faire up, but honestly, I can get Savoir Faire up if I just switch clothes.
This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
The cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets. From Martinez to Jamrock, in the traffic you hear the clinking of glass vials, concealed beneath tarpaulin? Or is it just your teeth chattering in the cold?
Fucking misery.
A lot of it. It comes in from large Samaran factories in South Safre, Sigai, and Sinyao. The literage they must get from this terminal alone must be oceanic.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
Poor Kim.
What is that, Lieutenant?
He had a hard time getting in, I remember.
Why I had to call East Motortract and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wandered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I kind of want to see Kim's opening for when he drives up and parks in front. Like, this one line makes me think about that of like, I wonder if that was
I am
interesting.
sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
Do you have anything to go off of for proof that the Union is involved in the drugs?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid
could've
dock
figured that
workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
The failed financial district with the bookstore.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
It's like, that's cute, Kim, that you think the random shops that all closed down and went bankrupt were... Well, like, I think he's just going like, what do you mean they're doing fine? All of these businesses went down. It's like, yeah, but not them. So you think the strike is being funded with the source... with source ingredients for drugs.
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
I have this bit of info? Oh! Right, visual calculus. The odd shoe. Yeah, we have some suspicions that one of the drivers was present at the lynching.
The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done.
Okay, I made up my mind.
Yes?
We'll take the case, probe the drivers, see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something.
Tommy? The racist guy, which I don't even know if you ever learn his name. And the old lady that Kim said we shouldn't talk to her, but now he'll let me talk to her because, like, we have very much a reason to do that. Yeah.
It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need.
And, like, the game only takes place over a few more days, so that's not a real time limit. That's just to let you know.
In the meantime,
sake of
let me know
realism.
if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Can I ask you about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Why?
Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Yeah, smuggling. Why am I so gassy today? Okay. By the way, you seem smart and rich. I need someone to give me a lowdown on all of this.
This reality.
It's related to the medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes. The episode.
Episode.
Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
She puts down her cup and looks at me.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, buddy.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
The reality lowdown is cool. See, even the journal is like, she's rich and willing to answer questions, and she's smart. But I mean, wait, it even does mention, like, Lena told you find a rich person.
Alright, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock.
So, Martinez is like a state? Or is it like... It's not the Isola. The Isola we're in is Insulinda, which is a bunch of islands. Martinez is the island. Revachol is like a county. It's like a district in it. And then... Right. No map. Jamrock is what we're in, right? No, Jamrock isn't. Revachol is like just north of Jamrock.
You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders.
With that now voice acted, they really poured on how sad she sounds. Of just like, oh man, the glory days.
This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
And that's where I would probably want to hang out. You mentioned a sea? What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
What kind of question is, are we near the... Yes, of course we're near the ocean.
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
So, I'm reading this now with the context of already knowing about how the world is, like, separated by Pale. This being the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic. Which means Insulinde is, like, mostly ocean and a bunch of islands, and that's what this Isola is. And then... that means most of the other Isolas are actually land and then Pale. Which is weird, because that means you could probably just walk off the edge of the world. Or, it's not even the edge of the world, it's just into nothingness. I wonder what it even looks like, man. I don't understand the descriptions of it when you get it, but I'm going to be reading it again to see if I get it this time. Like, people always wonder, like, why would you reread a book or replay a game? And it's like, dude, sometimes you don't get it the first time.
Vast, lukewarm, and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Oh, wait, yeah, here. What is the name of the island?
Caillou.
Okay.
Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
So, Martinez is in, like, a river delta on an island. The island is Caillou, in the ocean of Insulinde. And then, within Martinez, the city, there are districts of the city. We're in the Revachol district. I come from the Jamrock district, which is just to the south. Got it.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
I mean, it's kind of home, isn't it? She's from around here, even if she comes from the boat. Even if she is rich. She just doesn't live in Revachol. Yeah, wait, what is Revachol, then?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
Wait, no. Oh, God, I'm getting it all mixed up with all the names. It's hard for me to keep track, I don't know why. I mean, I get real-life counties and stuff all mixed up. I'm constantly checking a map going like, wait, am I still in blankety-blank county, or district, or city, or state? Province? Martinez is a district of Revachol. Revachol is the city. Oh, I had it backwards. Revachol includes Martinez and Jamrock and wait, no. Jamrock. Damn it. Martinez is a district of Revachol, which means it's in Revachol. Martinez is north of Jamrock. Jamrock is also a district of Revachol. Okay. So Revachol would be like referring to New York City or like Quebec or LA or Austin. What kind of city is Revachol?
The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
This is where she lost me, because you look around and you're like, it's great, feel like you're living in the past, and then you learn she is literally living in the past.
History detective.
Yeah.
They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Who built it?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
I think, isn't that what Kim was talking about with, like, his people came over first? When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
And what do you mean it will resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest.
It's interesting to imagine a world where most of the historical significance didn't happen on a major continent and instead, like, imagine if, like, a lot of the World War actually took place in, like, Oceania. Or Oceania. Words. But just across islands. Which I know a lot of it did for, like, World War II. But still, most of, like, significant historical events we've recorded are, like, across China, Middle East, Europe, North America, South America, like, primary continents. She's talking here, like, in this world, it's literally been this tiny little dot in the world is where all of history is happening. But this could just be her getting cooked by the pail and being super nostalgic over this area.
By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So yeah, this is what makes it so weird to me. This is exactly what I was talking about. So we're just in an unimportant part of a very important place. The center of the world, where everything comes through.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about...
A sparkle of lights on the horizon, like evening stars above the curvature of the planet.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Look at the ocean.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time.
I'd be envious of somebody who could look at the ocean for the first time. Again. There's nothing like it.
There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we? No, I would say nothing, actually.
She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly.
You need this one. This is like, rebuild your brain of what is the status quo of things you should know.
This is one thought you need to complete.
Inland tells
Where
you
are
need to
you?
do it. I argue that, like, this one's so important that you should probably get it, like around. Like you should probably head to Joyce first to get this. This is Sorry Cop, Derealization, Jamais Vu, like Jamais Vu, opposite of Deja Vu. And Hobocop I always just get so fast. I need to do a run as not Hobocop. Hobocop is what you get if you're like, I don't care where home is. I have no home. But if I do a run that really delves into Harry's past, for one, I don't feel comfortable streaming it. It gets really emotional. And that'll be a run where I probably do that with Psyche, because the morale hits will kill your character. It's just brutal.
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask.
Oh, it's 22.
About even
Yeah, we
more
should actually
fundamental
literally
aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
You're right. I'll continue later.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
This is actually Kim just being the devs and being like, look, this is a lot of dialogue. And in the old days, this is a lot of text to read. So come back later.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Jamais Vu will let you ask this. I don't know if there's something I can internalize to make this easier. I don't know. I think this is like, what is the RCM? That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Little. She knows everything. Thank you. That's all for now. Kim, let's go back to the,
We should think about calling it
Yeah.
a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager yet.
You should take care of that, then.
I have the money! Because I yelled that I wanted money. This is money? Oh! I didn't... Wait. Didn't I ask Gart what money was? And then he told me that was money? Or did I not? Harry doesn't know what money looks like. He's like, this thing they've been giving me. When I say money, that's money, right? Yeah.
I'll also take a room at the Whirling. One cannot get much closer to the crime scene.
That is literally the crime scene, so... Let's go, Kim. You know, all in all, for, like, being paralyzed with choices now, I think I did it good. There's something. I think I did good on this day. Of figuring out, wait. I have no hope of doing this, but let's see if I can even. Hang on, hang on.
This is a wall on the side
God,
of an apartment building.
In dimming light, some things become clearer. That's interesting. Why am I looking at this wall?
You have no clue. It's just a wall.
Yeah.
So many walls all over Martinez, weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
This is Art Cop's dream and time to shine, which is like why conceptualization is the primary thing. Psychedelic fanciers, art critics, just critics. Let's go. I'm now actually thinking about trying to walk more. Let's see. I'll bet you I've already run enough that Kim is like, dude, why are you running everywhere? We're in no rush to get back, right? I don't think Kim just leaves.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible, a half-sunken sea fort, its concrete almost reconquered by nature.
The reason I went over to this thing is I think it's really cool that, like, this is the reverse of the end of the game.
It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it.
Ruins of some kind of building over there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Don't worry, you're gonna get to see it up close later, buddy. Shouldn't it be our responsibility to get the drunk man home? Safety and all that. Well, citizens militia. I don't know what really this would work out. We're about to get that briefing from Kim.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
I just realized, yeah, you don't sit down as soon as you meet Kim. Which is just like, damn, man. He's complaining about running around everywhere when he's like, you won't let us take a break and sit down?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
I don't have points. Why am I looking
Cop
at this?
habit. You look at everything. This isn't case-related, you think.
That's a success. Well, actually, he's right. What kind of vehicle drove through here?
Hard to say. Your vision is blurred, and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover.
I think I have a shot at this.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event
Barely.
that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber.
Yeah, I barely passed that, jeez.
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling-in rags. This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager.
And next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard,
Hell of a
barely
three-point
stopping
turn.
before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry.
Car drove through this fence?
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Kim would know, he likes his car.
Somehow that makes you feel scared.
Oh
You
no!
don't know why.
Inland knows. First time I did this, I assumed it had something to do with the lynching, but no. No, it has something to do with the last 3 days. Is this connected to the case?
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
That is kind of messed up, and like, you know you're in a messy town when he's like, I mean, hey, it looks like a car drove through here into the murder scene. Do you think it had anything to do with the murder? And then your smart, reliable partner is like, no, there's just enough car accidents that it's probably just a regular car accident.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there.
Oh no.
See where they went. If you find the time.
I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick before the end here. Because I know where it goes. Let's see. Let's see if I do actually remember where it went. Because he got back onto the road here. Oh. Gateway to the river Phil. Ooh, wait. Stuff. Tear.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks
Here it
in
is.
the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
What is Samaran butter?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
Attempt to reconstruct it.
Judging by the
Hey.
size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, The cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Oh boy. I mean, at least it probably looked really cool. For anybody looking at this later or now, like, I think, like, it took me a while to realize. Because I'm like, what kind of maniac would be driving like this from the crime scene? It's like, no, I think we know.
These look like the same tire tracks I saw earlier, in front of the whirling rags. Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
Hang on. Wait. Sorry, American brain trying to figure that out. I really should learn. Oh, 20 miles an hour ain't that fast. But yeah, that's not safe. Like, 15 would be slow.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack. The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then the sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal.
Oh, wait. I cut it off.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
And then the billboard made a bridge.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
Oh, I don't remember what the you can ask what the model was.
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linéaire G22.
Capri 40?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
Why would it be the Linnea?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump.
Oh no.
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Any theories about what happened here?
Some top shelf shenanigans. I want to meet the driver.
What kind of car do you think it was?
Capri 40?
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
Think I have some ideas about who it might have been.
Oh.
It had to be someone really cool and courageous.
I suppose that narrows it down somewhat. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
Take the test.
If we must.
We should bring this driver to justice. Oh no. Do we have to? I won't have Kim with me tomorrow though, so I do want to do that with Kim. Let's head to Whirling. What's that? Later. Not having Kim on the second day. Oop. Meant to turn that back on. Chat. Hello, chat. Still got some catching up to do with FF, but I think I have time today. Oh? What's that? Oh, Union Paraphernalia. So many more people show up at night. Cafeteria.
Can I help you?
I have the money.
Yes. Have you... Well?
Sorry for the trouble. I am sorry, cop. I gotta stick with it. I would apologize at this point, because, like, if I were in Harry's shoes, I'd be so embarrassed over this.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
Done. Oh, what if that audio went through? Cop cars going by. I live right by a big street.
I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Is there anything in this? No.
Another thing. Great.
No,
I
no.
love... Yes?
By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke eventually.
Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Goodbye. Upstairs. Oh, wow. Oh, did that update? Can I not do the broken window anymore? Or did it update because I know who broke the window and how? Because it was me. It was me all along. I could probably put the bag away. Oh, does this not trigger?
Yes?
Okay, I think I have to go to my room first. Why does the chat thing disappear every now and then? Oh, right, because I don't have any dialogue options.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Decorated. Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Now let's go. I thought I could just head to the balcony.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Somehow they're not loading fast enough. I'm noticing that a lot with Kim's dialogue, too.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
Cigarette is such a great idea. I'm going to have one, too.
You're cold, detective. Again, I only have exactly one every night.
Oh, does it not let me? I wanted to buy cigs to see if I could have a smoke with him. How'd you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Such a weird thing to me because even in all the like Yakuza games and stuff, the characters always look so cool when they're smoking. But then like in real life you see someone smoking and I'm just like, oh, that looks gross. Like why would you even do that? It's such a well advertised fictitiously thing. Like in fiction, it always looks so cool, but then like in reality, it always looks so lame. I don't know what it is about it.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Yeah, doing it the controlled way he's doing. Still unhealthy though. Just don't smoke. Right, debrief.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. Then you shot him in the chest, which wasn't ideal, but we did manage to get him down from the tree. So as they say, all's well that ends well.
Still can't believe I missed that shot. I'm for real on that.
Being sober tends to have this precision. Yeah. Anyway, we performed the field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. I still feel like we missed something, but it's up to the boys in processing now. We did perform a thorough search of the crime scene.
We
That's
did
great.
miss something. We missed a bullet. And I know we did. And I'm super bummed out that we did. I totally forgot that my perception would be capped out at 2. Total of 5 now. Should have had the hat. If I had had this hat on before when I did it, I would have nailed it. If I had had a save before it, I would have run over, grabbed the hat, and rolled it good. I could have save scummed it. I had it down to like what, like 70%, 80%? And it still failed. And I'm like, ah, well, Motoric run and Psych run later. For realsies. I already did an Intellect run. I might even come back to the Intellect run later just to do it with full voice acting. This is just a great game. I don't mind replaying it over and over.
Now, as for interviews,
I'm not gonna
my
stream
list of
all
people
of them.
to talk to here in Martinez, I mean.
I mean, unless, like, let's say later on I get more and more viewers. If people want to see me do more of those runs, I don't mind. But I'd probably start skipping more of the dialogue. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, because, like, obviously I would have new people watching. Maybe I would still do the dialogue. The voice actors are great. I like listening to them, so... Oh, what were we? Yeah. We talked to some people. People are treacherous. That is not your forte. A 3? We did talk to some people.
Mm-hmm. Including Evrard Claire, a daunting adversary.
He is by far
if
the
there
hardest
ever was
boss
one.
battle. Well, no. Okay, obviously there's the 3 real boss fights. There's the Tribunal. There's... Oh, no, 4. I didn't beat one of them. If you count Klaasje. Or, Klaasje? She totally owned me the last time I played this, I believe. Oranje Disco Dancer, whatever. She has a bunch of names. The Spy. Then there's Ruby, if I recall. And then, of course, the final boss. Which I don't... even if this is a spoiler-friendly stream of, hey, I already completed the game, I don't think I would talk about the final boss just yet with anybody. Because that can go either way at the end of this.
He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however.
He's a tough cookie. Nah, I'm sure I can get him to tell us more.
We tried to interview the Wild Palms rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting.
Yeah.
What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
If ever I do a run of this game where I'm not streaming, I will try a literal walkthrough to see, like, I'm gonna even screenshot it. Like, can I get... I don't know what the other line would be here. Of, like, does he say, like, oh, we're going too slow?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
What? I thought that was gonna be physical instrument, but it was electrochem? I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
So, what are our powers exactly? RCM and all that.
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Wouldn't that be easy to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station.
Which is why you report all of those,
Officers of
bribes.
the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Not allowed to do more than 1,000?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
What's the maximum fine around here in real life? I don't even know. I think I've gotten just in my entire life like one parking violation. But that wasn't even from a cop. It was just from a private parking lot.
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
I think I damaged a golf cart once. I don't even know if that counts. Yeah, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
And if someone resists?
We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal.
Wait, so if I kill someone?
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
Have you ever killed anyone, Ken?
Yes. The last time was 4 years ago.
That dialogue was more than I've gotten. What? Oh no, this is a different dialogue. I'm thinking of when you learn, have I killed anyone?
That's an improbability. Perhaps even impossibility.
Of course you've killed people. It's somewhere down there, melting in all the drink.
I must have, I feel it.
Precinct 41 is known for a higher than average rate of police violence.
What happens to convicted?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
Oh, all of his notes. Kind of a little jab at me not taking notes. And who makes all the rules?
The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly.
Yeah.
The RCM
The ones
was
who want
formed
more.
by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absolutely fixed on a window below that just went dark. Somebody going to sleep?
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's just say it was the government.
It's probably more honest, yes. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
What is the moral intern?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
Let's just say I don't know. How would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is
Centrist.
just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
I actually didn't learn too much about Dolores Day the first time through either.
For you, she is something painful, though it's hard to say why.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I won't touch that this time through. I forgot what Harry sees when he imagines Dolores. He pictures Dora. What's the symbol of the moral intern?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Like, it's always so oddly religious is what they sound.
Something ominous.
That too.
Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner.
Electrochemistry just always makes me like shake my head and just go like, dude, what? I know what he means because I finished the game before, at least just once, but because like Dolores Day is this very like angelic looking thing.
Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
Night sky, not the day sky, huh? What do you think of the moral intern?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
Now that I hear him say that, he sounds sad about it, which I'm pretty sure he's just kind of like, I thought the moral intern were the cool guys, but they're not actually. I think I have an opinion on the moral intern.
Do you?
Jesus. That's an awful job here. This isn't humanism.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
I guess vigilantism sounds bad.
Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
God, Shivers is so cool. Just look in.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
But I mean, from everything I've gathered from before, Jamrock is even more of a dump. But maybe they respect the RCM more? Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, fallen between the cracks.
Oh. That phrasing didn't hit me the same way it has now that I know more. Fallen between the cracks, like Joyce was explaining. Because they're between precinct districts, they just never came out here. So it's just fallen to shit. Jamrock? The GRH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky. I mean, that piece of crap statue just below us.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
We're not gonna make any changes here, man.
Probably not. Anyway, positive change happens slowly. We never really get to see the impact of our actions.
That... I don't think I got that line before, but that's so frickin' true. Like, it's what you have to at least convince yourself of this. If things aren't getting any better, even in real life, you just have to remember, sometimes change is just slow. You gotta just hope things are changing for the better.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
That's interesting. I never rolled that. How would that... I can't picture that. Huh. Thanks.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
New point. I didn't need it for visual calc, so that's good. What do I want to try and roll again? Impossible electro-chem run. Puts out the stub of a cigarette and looks to the door. Yeah, go back in. I wonder if I can try and, since this is a physical run, this will be my best bet to try and, stop the expression. If I recall, I think I've seen screenshots of you do that. He just looks so sad. But, I mean, that's appropriate. Alright. Now it's good night, Kim. See you in the morning. Bye, man. Oh. Didn't it used to play the animation? I grabbed that earlier. Should I turn on this light? Oh yeah, he actually did
The
fix
fan stands still. The lights are on.
Yeah, that won't hurt me now. Oh, I know, here's the... Yeah.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Normally, I passed this as soon as I played the game last time. Like, I just blew it out of the park after leveling up visual calc and stuff. I did like that, like, the check is guaranteed of, like, okay, it's been there a while, you should know what did this.
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
Oh, he does have scarring on it. No. I know exactly what broke it. What did this, though?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The shoe you found on the balcony fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe.
What a stupid thing to do.
Pretty much. But hey, at least you found your shoe.
Oh yeah, that's a different line because I went and got the shoe first.
Not that it will keep you warm at night. Brr.
He'll fix it, I paid for it. Alright, let's see. Oh, wait, yeah, wait, I remember something. I think I can do this. How rank it smells. They should have sent a poet. What are we doing, Close Encounters?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Oh, this isn't a physical. It's interfacing.
The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place.
Can I figure out where the expression comes from?
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place
I try and stop
somewhere. It's too late. Like an image on film.
No, I got none of that for now. I will have to level up some things. Not right now, though. I'm not gonna shoot for it. I mean, like, if I really wanted to go for it, I think I've got Half-Light. No, I've got Electrochem gloves. Half-Light, physical, shivers, drama. Yeah, it's just the gloves, the fingerless gloves. I should kind of sort this out a little more. Shirts, coats. like sword, but I mean, I'm not gonna need it.
It's the and an incredibly cool piece of kitchen tissue is stuck to the back.
He's starting to call it kitchen tissue. Can I read my case files?
It's proving to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together.
Ow!
Try
Put it
again
away
later.
then. Damn.
The fan stands. The lights are off again. The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
I can't even see a bed, really. Is there anything I wanted to do without Kim? I could try and get the boots. Nah. I don't think I said get boots. Nah. Crawl in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come. And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the pillow?
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Probably mold.
Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease.
Never mind, I should have known that. Check the blanket.
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing.
That always sucks. Where like blanket's not big enough for both. Like you're pulling up and be like, now my legs. And you pull it back down. Now it's just like, that's the worst.
Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a
Advantage is
dizzying
being
array
short,
of
by the way.
colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Roll round uncomfortably.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
I'm wearing... I can't change out of this stupid... Am I holding the wire cutter? I think I am. What is it? Yeah, he's holding them. Disco. God, it's just so cool looking.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
Nothing.
You're
Oh, I
not
hit
kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit.
I meant to say I didn't remember.
Tell
Yeah.
me.
You can chalk that up to being in a dreamlike state. Said the wrong thing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs between her legs and in her mouth.
She left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
If a guy woke up like this, you wouldn't want to go back to whatever you were. Whatever you were caused this.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What's Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas on the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people, and you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
We've talked before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do, even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
You gotta keep telling yourself this. You can come back from it. You can come back from anything, man.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown? Who are you kidding?
My mind is just tired and broken.
Your mind is what now? I can't hear you. The rest is just a word dream. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type of hangover.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
I know some people don't like everybody prefers Ancient Reptile Brain, and that's the narrator essentially. He's got a great voice work, but I actually like Limbic System too. The way he sounds so slimy and insidious in your head, so like annoying deliberately.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
I think it's also just dawning on me that's very clearly him just dealing with depression and just giving up. And I think it's literally describing that as a hangover. Just like a hangover from life, you know?
Good going, buddy.
I just had the most beautiful dream. Uplifting, rejuvenating.
Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Nah, you can do it. I feel super good. Super good. Great. Everything is perfect.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
And see, that's why Electrochem said, I'll get back to you on why you're moving so fast and energetic today.
You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
Nah, I can take this. I'm not gonna go looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
I can do it without the speed. They won't be dead.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
There is nothing wrong with being a slow, sad shell man every now and then. Now Kim should be gone. Oh, close the door, right? Oh. What? Why did that update something? Wait. Yeah, Kim wanted to go there, but isn't he gonna be gone? I like the music in this game. Even when it's quiet, it's still nice. There they are, the Hardy Boys. Kim's here. Morning.
Morning.
A quick nod.
I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep.
Oh! Good, thanks.
I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to. The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them.
That's what I thought would happen. Cool. That also means he didn't get good sleep either. What do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here.
Are that police?
Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing.
Yeah,
I think it's them.
Hardy Boys. These are the guys Gart told us about yesterday that had the room reserved?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
Well, it sounds like you didn't get any sleep, man.
One loose thread less to worry about.
Just like him.
And one big problem to replace it.
Do we need reinforcements? There's way more of them than there are of us.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Yeah. That is always a scary line about, like, how... I mean, he went over how we're not really police, like any modern country in the real world. We're kind of just around, and we write little fines, and that's about it. And we carry, how was it, muzzle-loading guns? So you can only probably take out one person, even in case of an emergency. Basically, we're jokes.
He's not exaggerating about that mortal danger, just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
Oh, Half-Light, you're way too high on level now, aren't you? Yeah. It means I'm gonna start freaking out more. Let's not level Half-Light anymore. Hopefully I don't need more of that. Alright, let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them.
I like that
Continue
idea.
with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say
This is where
about the
intellect
murder?
actually overpowers you, and it would be a bad thing. Authority would be way better.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
I want to do it before we talk to the smoking guy. Hey, Gart, can I pay for the night?
Can I help you? Got the 20 real?
Yeah.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
I got that right now, too.
How could anyone forget, asshole?
Okay, wait, yeah, I kind of like Half-Light chiming in. Is Half-Light, like, I know it's like your fight or flight, but in the description, is it essentially like id, like your animal instinct? Where is this? It injects palpable fear into your heart. Because, like, that's not fear. Yeah, raw aggression, like aggressive responses. It's like some people would think that's authority, but no, authority is your ability to make people listen to you by just talking to them, not in a nice way. It's like intimidation. Intimidation, aggression, right? Alright, goodbye. Paid for the night. We're good. Why is there an observable thing over there? Oh. I don't like sliced tomato. I like them diced and dried. But that's about it. Too juicy. It's blech.
Just a moment. And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Sorry, ma'am. Didn't mean to eavesdrop. How can I make that up to you?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
I never really thought about it. Why would the Whirlings Oh, no, I know the answer to that question.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead, too.
What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later.
I'm pretty
Gart,
sure I
maybe.
broke it. Why did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
Spoilers. Again, like, nobody would know here. The hint was right here. Something sweet in the reeds. If I remember right, there's another time where you can taste something sweet if you accidentally lick something. But that's the end of the game. How high was 10? Medium. It's not even that hard to roll. So if you had probably at least 4-ish, you'd get that. Which is 4 is pretty high. It's about the phasmid.
But you have more important things to worry about.
You're not even supposed to be thinking about that just yet. That's really neat. What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Who's Gary?
Oh, sweetie,
It's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I'd trust him with my husband's life any day.
Are they in like some dangerous part of town?
There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There is a lot of crime around here, isn't there?
I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together.
Like us?
Do
I'm
it.
worried about us.
Find her husband. This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
It will. It surely will. This is police business. I'll help you find your husband.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but...
I've got a premonition that this missing scientist is connected to our main case.
I sincerely doubt it. Still, I suppose
Kim,
it
have I
won't
been
hurt to
wrong
keep
yet?
an eye out.
Then again, we haven't reached the conclusion of any of the things I've said yet, so...
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
I mean, the water lock on the canal was spectacularly broken by some fancy driving. So your husband is probably just stuck on the other side of the coast.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
You may not believe me, but it looks like some maniac crashed his motor carriage into it. A really cool maniac.
Oh, sweetie, if it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you both.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast,
Will do.
please do keep an eye out for me. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired, and it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Wait, what just updated too? Oh, it was just that. The first bit was you took the quest, and then it updated of like, hey, you progressed it already. So, your husband's some kind of scientist.
Oh, yes. A
Oh,
zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more
Cryptids.
precise.
Like, does anybody in real life actually go by cryptozoologist? I wouldn't know, but like, it kind of sounds cool, honestly, to treat like Sasquatch or the Loch Ness Monster as if it were real. I mean, of course, it's bogus anyway. But like, oh man, audio's way too low. Like this whole time, that wasn't even playing. I'll try and match it. I'll have to check the stream later. I just realized, like, the really quiet audio isn't playing. Now it is. Okay, yeah, I think I fixed that. Like, when Kim has been talking, I think it's been coming through, because that's really loud. Oh, you know, I probably should just mix it. I think I just turned music too low. It's just the music. So what is cryptozoology? Cryptozoology.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
Kim, that's actually, that's a little rude, Kim, I'm talking to her. Come on, buddy.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
And see, like, even that's a little mean, calling it a hobby, because she clearly doesn't think of it as that. It is, but...
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a
not getting paid
subfield
for
of
it,
zoology, one
Doubt she is.
specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
Tell me more about your husband.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does he look like?
Well, His expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Yep, even from that, yeah, sounds like a field worker for science. Even if it is fake science, essentially, on this one. But again, you learn that the thing is legit later. And they go, ooh, I wonder if any of them are. But what would I look for if I were to meet him in the road?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
Wild-looking old guy. Got it.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
Love that Kim does actually entertain when I say, like, hey, let's pick up the case. He does work. He does treat it like it's work.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How'd the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say.
No shame.
I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident. And he'd just divorced.
Like, and I think even modern days, I don't think there's any shame to that. Dating agencies, dating websites, who cares? Well, maybe certain websites it'd be kind of embarrassing to say, but not all of them, obviously.
We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
So I wonder how many years before it's probably the majority of how most people meet is just online hookups or dating agencies and stuff. We might already even be there. I wouldn't know anything about that.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I think I got all the information I need to find him. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me about the rare insect you guys are looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
I like bugs, though.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about bugs.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Stick bug.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast.
Which would mean it's huge.
Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciated the creature's name.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
Kim always knows what he's in for after the first day when he's sticking around with you.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What do you got that makes you think he's around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
Interesting. Maybe the phasmid made the teenagers make out.
Huh. Never got that role. And he's on to something. Because of what you know happens. That's interesting. That's so cool. You know what? Electrochemistry, you were useful for once. Maybe it made them do that.
I doubt it. It's not like teenagers need much encouragement in that regard.
Because I think you learn it does have mental effects. So newspaper clipping is all you got?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Is it dangerous? That, it's a weird way to, assure yourself. It's like, oh man, that's the perfect description of it, and you don't even know how to describe the actual thing. It's not like you're trying to force the description. I'm pretty sure in your head you just changed your description to match theirs because now you're hoping that it's there. So is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
No one gets into any kind of zoology for the money. Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it's stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
Okay, so what's so special about this stick bug besides the good camouflage?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Tell me about more?
You're an enthusiastic idiot, but you're still an idiot.
Oh, I only missed it by 1. Because I rolled a 1. Anything besides a 1, I would have had it. I mean, but rolling the 5 in the first place is already pretty dang lucky. I want to know everything about cryptids. Living cryptids, extinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids. Bring it.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work, shall we?
You should say this regardless. That should be an authority roll after that. That's all for now, man. Yeah, that was a lot. We're on a quest to find him. Power move. Just walk right on out. Let him stew for a bit in there, get drunk. Loose your lips. They're starting the day drunk. They're gonna be even more dysfunctional later. Hopefully it'll help for like some suggestion or drama rolls or something. Oh, now the audio might be a bit too loud. I really should just sit down and... I might take a break from streaming tomorrow and just like look over my streams and see how the audio's working, how I'm doing. Like, analyze a bunch of stuff and take care of my VODs. Okay. I think I'm gonna look for my badge. Oh, it's the trunk. Oh, the lady. Not right now, though. Let's follow on Lena's thing. I think the thing's fixed, right? Is it today it gets fixed, or is it the next day? It's not today.
Good morning to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
First things first, what are you doing here, man on the waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
I'd be more beat up by the salami, too.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
That's actually a really well recorded, like, I'm eating right now, like, kind of dialogue. Do you know what caused this?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of Daredevil drivers in Rivershell.
Right here.
The words Daredevil Driver
Inland
sound
Empire
ominous
knows.
to you.
Inland Empire knows.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Do you know what's down there?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church.
Oh, the church.
Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Can I have some of that salami?
Sure thing.
Especially since it's not his.
It is salty. It is savory. It is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty.
Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Alright, thanks. When did they say it was gonna get fixed?
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Pull the lever.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Release it.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be
Oh, where is that sign? Did I see it earlier? I must have. Should I pawn some things? Or what? Nah, not for now. For now... Yeah, okay. I should move that to Wednesday. Can't do that. So I can't do that yet. Let's go get info from Everart. Talk to the old guys if I wanted to, but maybe not right now. Or we could look into the lorries. We already talked with Tommy a while ago. Were there any checks that I wanted to do? Oh, I don't even have a map or my, Oh! No, yeah, I know what I want to do. I wanted to use the lights on the Kinema to look at my ledger.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Yeah. Game, how do I turn on the lights?
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
Press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Kinema comes to life with a whiny growl. Like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time.
Press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic. As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is, Revachol West.
A note of pride.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
I wonder if there's a name for the feeling you get when, like, you look at an abstract map of something, and it just instantly clicks that you, like, know, oh, this is home, or, oh, this is the city, oh, this is the layout of the building. Like, just things instantly look familiar, and, like, you could just immediately know where you're at on, like, this collection of squares and lines and circles and triangles and shapes. Wait, let's look around.
A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry.
Just as loud as the kid screaming.
In the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
I've still got to pick him, don't I?
Ah, Martinez.
Where are we on this?
Let me see. Right here.
His finger near the top, on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. Seems like a shithole.
It has its problems.
That's a nice way of putting it, buddy. Look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally them up.
The first row has 18 dots.
The next?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
And the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
Just 3?
That's it.
Hey Kim, what do all the holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
I still love how physical instrument is always like your coach or your drill instructor. Like, I think it's described as that. Yeah, it's your gym teacher.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Wait, it's been 18 years.
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
Oh, is this like... Yeah, superstar, doom, hobo, boring cop. I mean, probably consistently apologizing all the time, because I am sorry, cop.
Maybe you were a diplomat, or in PR. Doesn't matter, I suppose. Let's move on, shall we? This next row,
I know
the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So, like, he was doing 20 a year? Oof. I almost feel like 3 is too easy to trap yourself with, of like, so you're telling me I was great. But no, you've got to keep thinking with 2, man. Harry, you can do it. Used to be good. That's some solace. Means you can be good again.
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
3 kills. I think if I'd passed the look at my old case files, you'd learn about one of them. No, you learn about the guy you paralyzed. Oh, jeez, yeah. That's dark. It's the story about the unsolvable case about the 2 jerks in the city, and then you eventually got angry at one of them and beat him up.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
So I'm a killer.
That's right. A killer of humans.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of those types of officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Here's where yeah. Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
Like, yeah, that's the line where I'm like, he doesn't elaborate. He did elaborate last night. What did he say? It was like a couple months back. How do you handle it?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
Meaningful. Definitely self-destructive on this guy.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Alright, guess I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
Should I pour one out for the boys?
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
Pour it out.
A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers in the lights of the Kanema. Honorably done. You have given up some of your own blood for theirs.
I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say when I do this.
Neither am I.
Sorry,
Are we done
I'm
here?
supposed to say I'm sorry, but I like the idea of like, should I? Okay, I guess I'm supposed to do something with this. Thanks.
The lieutenant nods.
All right, I can put it away. You can turn off the lights.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
Yay! I am super sorry, cop. I think I just got one boring cop by being like, what? I don't know. What did I say that was in fascist? Oh, that's scary sounding. I want to look back and see if I ever hit one for the memes. Kim likes me by 8. That's good. No honor. And then this is 216 in 18 years. And he said 10 was good per year, right? So he was doing 12 a year. And then 2 cases a week is what he was taking on, though. How many weeks in a year? Hang on. I actually want to do this math. Weeks in a year. About 52. So 52 by 2 is 104 in a year within 18 years. 1,872. 216. So he solved about 12% of his cases. But still, even solving, the amount he solved was still crazy. But that almost paints it like he just took on too much work, you know? Alright, let's do some work for Joyce, since I can't get my badge today.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
You seem like a guy who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Let me be straight. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs, or, well, materials to make drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Who do you think could be conducting it then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Alright, that's all for now then. I really was sad that I had to, like, interrogate him before. That's because he's involved with a certain someone that you need to figure out the case. Let's see if I'm trying not to run as much as it wants to run.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Snapping fingers.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Twice?
Where am I? Who are you?
I was actually hoping you could tell me that. No, he kind of knows by now. Are you alright?
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Oh, this makes so much more sense now. I haven't done it yet in this run, but in fact, I haven't internalized Jamais Vu yet. Stuck in the 50s because her brain is regressed by traveling through the Pale. Like, her history is smashed into her brain. What was so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Huh. I like you. When else would you be?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
Oh, sorry. Who's Gabriel?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
Oh, the photo she's holding. Take a look.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
Perfectly chiseled jaw.
He was the biggest star of his day.
Sure.
Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
So I take you were in Mezca when you were young?
Someone was.
Someone? Not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
Don't even know who you are anymore, or? No, because she is a pale driver, that's why. It's not that her skin's pale, it's that she goes through the Pale and has literally smashed random memories into her brain.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
Her not knowing if they're even her own memories is the most evidence that the Pale really is somehow just like a weird storage of all of history into nothingness, like a consumption of time. Because like, if they were all just your own memories, how do you know it's not just your brain suffering from a lack of stimulus? I could imagine it being like, because your brain has nothing to chew on in the literal void, it creates something to receive as a stimulus from your memory bank, essentially. And that's why you would be stuck in your own history. Because in the absence of the present and the inability to proceed to a future, alls you bring with you into nothingness would be the past. but how would you bring someone else's past with you, right? By the way, sorry to interrupt you.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the mine behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Meth, it was a golden age.
Okay, I have police questions, actually.
Why not, Sheriff? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Diamonds, really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
It would be. Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't even know what you're hauling?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Wait, you get high off of driving?
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Sheriff. It's low. I go to the bottom.
The pale.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
What if it's contraband? Aren't you worried?
Then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
You know what? That is the most sassy but true response of like, you gonna throw an old lady in prison? I'm invincible. What are you gonna do? It's like, well, I mean, yeah, but don't make me. I still don't really get the boyadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
Okay, what's that?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
And I'm guessing he doesn't.
Of course not. The boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
I think I see where that's going.
So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Maigret. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
Never mind. That's not exactly where I thought it was going. I thought he was just gonna leave.
You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero.
So, Western films, the Lone Ranger, or the Lone Wanderer, or whatever you call it. Before I came here, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
Kim trying to save you from learning about the Pale because he thinks you can't handle it.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Wait, why don't you like me talking to her, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
Should you really be driving if you get like this?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
What routes?
Lomonosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
Oh, the Western Plain again, she mentioned it.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
Staring inward.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas do Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
Cool, ride until you're dust, sister.
Irmao. I already am dust.
This might be weird, but can you show me your boots?
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
It's important for police business, man.
I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are no Gabriel.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
There's no aberration in the pattern that you can see. She puts her foot down.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this.
Wait, what do you mean it was the coronation of Franco Negro?
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent.
What is she describing?
Perhaps it was another Jerife who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
Oh, is it like her memories are getting all mixed?
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
Kim, she's not odd soul. These aren't the boots that made the prince. They're too small.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
You do seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs, though.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes. There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest.
The pale.
I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them all.
Facts. Conceptualization. Where can I get my hands on experience like that? That's not really what I'm getting at, though, here.
Then what were you getting at?
What is it that you're hauling exactly? Can I look?
Your man, Lowman. What of it?
Okay, let's be more direct. Are you the one smuggling the drugs?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said earlier you don't even know what you're hauling. Could it be?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grat, Lowman?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
Damn this. Make her answer.
If you had to guess, at least, who do you think would be smuggling them?
Easy. It's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
You making fun of me right now? You better start complying.
I would never make fun of a real lowman, Jerife.
Yeah, so I'm not a real one, huh?
Ma'am, you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry, as long as the seals are not opened. We officers know that.
Lay off her.
Okay, I get it, Kim. Why are you waiting here? Well, dude, you know why she's waiting here, because everything's all closed up.
Where do you want me to go?
Yeah.
This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree.
This jam.
Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Thanks.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Why did those update? Oh, because I leveled up conceptualization. How much longer? Not much. 1 hour. do want to talk to Sealing. Let's go talk to Sealing. Do I even have a, yeah, ultra-lit moralist? That's probably where I'm gonna end up, just answering, like, kind of soft roleplay-wise. Oh, 6. I'll probably just pawn them then, if I wasted it. I mean, they are useful in the end gameplay-wise. What is it again? Intellect, yeah. Considering that's my lowest, next to Motorix, that will be useful.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin.
Such a salesman.
The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast
Oh, I forgot, he's got a name tag. No, it's embroidered, like he's got a named jacket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
Everything's cool. Thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool.
Everything.
The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
Am I cool?
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
So, I love this as, like, if you're shooting this as a scene in an actual live action, he's just like, everything's cool, the area's cool, I'm cool, the customers are cool, the merchandise is cool, and you just, like, see, like, tumbleweed blowing across, just going. Like, tin can, garbage, you're a kid crying in the distance, it's like, yeah, cool, everything's cool.
You're very cool.
Oh, I'm very cool.
Bang, 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 bang!
Really? You think I'm cool?
Oh, yes! You got style! You got personal style! You know what you like.
I like him so much. His consumerist kingdom with an air of satisfaction. Oh, that should have been narrated.
You like premium
that.
menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
What kind of stuff are you selling, Sealing?
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Freedom. Free market, man. Where'd you get those comfy pants?
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board.
Counting on his fingers. Do you have a permit to sell all this?
Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits, just economic freedom. Take a look around.
I think you don't actually need permits in this fictional world.
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Sweet, no work for me. Let's move on.
That's right. Revachol is the best place for an independent self-employer like myself. That's why it's so cool with all the models coming here and cool celebrities.
Basically, this is the place to go if you want to get away with selling some crap. Is there a discount for cool officers?
No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale.
Of course.
Anything you want, 50% off.
Everything is on sale. That's all then.
Anything for you.
The food packages you're selling, though, have humanitarian aid written on them. Why?
You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
The proper use of the word hawker. He's hawking this shit. I think one even said not for resale.
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy.
He is the lorry driver. Who's your supplier exactly?
Oh, he's a good guy. I think you'd get along. I'll let you know the next time he's around.
Sure.
Interesting.
Where are you from, Ceiling?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All revolution.
Sounds good. Back to business.
Very cool. I like your style, officer.
Alright, I'll look around.
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
How about some premium class service over here? Like paying with net worth. Go over and ask him if you can do that. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. The box smells like cat piss or like an old person with no money.
So, me.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first-hand, buy second-hand. Keep the economy moving.
No good.
Nope.
All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and too loose around the waist.
Touch 'em.
They itch like hell. Like an itch pit in hell.
An itch pit in hell.
The itch is so bad you'll want to smash someone's face in.
So I'm guessing it's negative composure plus half-light?
All natural materials, see?
Yep.
Real wool, 100% skin friendly, and they're yours for only 2 real.
Sure.
You won't
I'll have the
regret
itchy
it,
pants.
officer.
Oh, that'll wreck my motorics, but it'll up physical. What do they even look like on them? Oh my god. You know what? Can I do a full I'm gonna wear every failed roll
The
item?
speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here. You should go over and ask him about paying for those sneakers with your net worth.
I get it, savoir-faire.
A pair of Faun Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest Faun sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Only? That's madness. These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Faun Ultras atop them. A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, "Solidarity aid from the People's Republic of Samara." The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
It sounds like he's either taken humanitarian supplies that were given to him as support for his area and is now just selling them instead of using them as aid, or he was supposed to be the middleman delivering the humanitarian aid and is instead hawking it.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
I still love him though. I already looked at the sneakers.
Then look at them again. These are the premium lifestyle sneakers, officer. The best on the market.
Wasn't there another thing to buy from? Yeah. But I already bought it.
The shine on these sunglasses.
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth. No luck. All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer.
Yeah.
You don't like it? Sure.
No, I already have.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Almost time? No, gotta wait till 10. What can I do until then? I guess report to Everard and get info from him. Because we did do it. Or again, just continue. I mean, like, the Pale Lady did direct me to Tommy. I really don't like having to grill him, though.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Nah, that leaves one more guy. This guy. I hate this guy so much.
Looking for something?
What's your stance? You're a lorry man, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
Takes a long drag of a cigarette. Why not?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
He hates drugs because drugs are from other races. I hate this guy so much.
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
So I take it you're not smuggling drugs?
Not in, not out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe.
It's like, here's the weird thing on, like, holy crap, you're an asshole, but at least, like, he's probably not lying, because if he was lying, he'd probably come up with something better.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about drug smuggling through Terminal B?
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Then why are you still hanging around? Most of the other guys left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on the way here. Did you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Serves him right.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
If it's not you, then who do you think's running the drugs?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
The one where his scam is reselling humanitarian aid packages, right?
That's the one. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. Is your man alright? 100%. He's a lorry man selling his employer stuff. Broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. No doubt he's selling drugs too.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess we'll go talk to him again then.
Guess so.
You don't get to be happy about that, you asshole. Like, he's honestly more hateable than even, like, Measurehead. Because at least Measurehead's just, like, psychotic to a, like, hilarious degree. Like, the racist lorry driver is just too real. Like, you can hear people talking like that all over the internet, so.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Also, I wanted to... Oh, it's gone now. Okay. So, Sealing, what's your stance on the drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
It's like, whatever you want, customer. That's why I like them. We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in on the traffic jam. Or is stuck in this traffic jam right now.
That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
But you are a lorry man. Another driver identified you and your lorry.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right?
Yeah, it is.
I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
So you just forgot to tell me?
Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
This is your breakout hit. Alright, man. Just stop beating around the bush. Like, what do you know about this?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
No, Kim picked up on that. What do you mean?
There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are, more than he is of the racist lorry man.
Yeah. So who are you really afraid of?
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
Look, man, we're friends. Help us out. I don't want you to get hurt.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Who are the other drivers who talk?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
The old lady? The one that's dazed out?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange.
Alright, we're cool.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Maybe I will.
The shine.
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with a boat. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your face. You can feel them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow.
Damn, officer. You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. They're practically made for you. I'll let you have them for 2 real and 50 cents.
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes.
That's actually helpful.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Don't tell me what to do, Kim. I like them.
No, I can't. We can't walk around with you looking like this. Okay, fine. Go ahead. If you want to look like a walking midlife crisis, then who am I to interfere?
A good starter pair, officer. And when you're ready to upgrade, come back
Kim,
and see me.
I wanted to buy all of the garbage things. And now be garbage man. No logic. Don't need it. You know what would be more appropriate? There we go. I think I'm... Wait. Yeah. Yeah. I think I have literally all of the most garbage things on. Negative logic and negative savoir. Oh, the shoes. I need new shoes. The fallen shoes are too nice. I need to find trashy, garbage shoes. Well, wait. You know what? I actually would. No. I probably will take damage or something at some point if I'm not wearing shoes. I wouldn't doubt it in this game. You know what? I actually do like the gardening gloves, though. They go with yeah, here we go. Complete mess of a midlife. Like, I'm inspired by Kim calling me a walking midlife crisis. What was the other thought that was going really slow? Oh yeah, the Indo tribe. An hour and 50. Oh, and don't I have tear right now? Does this show me how much I have? $3. I got like $3. Or 6, I forget. I have enough garbage to sell that I could get another 20 into the next day. No, I know it's not her, but this is clearly where you're supposed to go next when you're like, oh, the lady driver.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
Alright. Are you the lady driver they're talking about?
Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
You don't like being called a lady?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't
Okay.
repeat it.
I'm not gonna repeat that. I was told of a woman driver. You're the only woman here.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
That's interesting. Because of all of the memories being smashed into her head. It's like, you don't even know who you are anymore, do you? So you're not the driver everyone's terrified, though.
I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those who used to know me.
Why are you scared of people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
You said long haul. That's...
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just...
She comes along as if to a track on repeat.
In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
Oh, wow.
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then the feeling dissipates, and all you see is an aging woman.
I need to talk to her after internalizing Jamais Vu and talking to Joyce. Then who is the female driver I was told of? I never did that, and in my I never really learned about the Pale. I learned about the Pale after I finished the game, and I was like, oh man, I just missed that. I think what happened was I internalized Jamais Vu, and then just kept going because I thought that was the reward, and I forgot to go back and look at that check because I thought that check was still like 3%, but it actually skyrockets after you internalize it. Alright. Then who's everybody talking about?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
That's a good point. Why sit around when you can have the most powerful daydream in the world?
Oh, Sim.
That's it for now. sad if you do grill him. I'm gonna try and not this time, but I at least want to talk to him and get some info out of him. But as soon as it gets dicey, I'll probably just cut him some slack.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this, quote, lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
I don't mean to pry, but I do need your help. She may be involved with the drug business.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
Who is this person? Do you have a name?
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
What does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
I don't want to grill him. Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Okay. When'd she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
You said she's troubled? How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
Yeah.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
Jesus, man. Number 2's dark. I was told everyone was afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Hold on, her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
The pain it was causing her.
Yeah. When she left, did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one.
The raceman.
Push Tommy, and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
So, like, ironically, when I had higher psych and int, I did continue to push him, and it is sad.
It's right here. The answer is right here. You just need to ask him. Come on, do it.
Fine, I'll drop it.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
It wouldn't, man. It'd destroy your voice. Alright, we'll go back to race, man.
Looking for something?
What the heck happened on Streamlabs? I like switched off of my stream. Oh no, it's still going. Like an ad popped up. Alright, you've been giving us the runaround. Just tell me where the lady driver is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
First, you knew Sealing didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
Why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
So who does, the lady driver?
No. He means La Puta Madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air, a dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it.
Yeah, him.
Cross your arms and nod. I'm gonna let Kim take over.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
I follow.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
I never got this. Yeah, go Kim. I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
I think Kim's hatred of this guy, about how, like, earlier he's like, it's my job to make sure you stay in line. Kim is getting back at him with this.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette. His hands are shaking. His sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod.
Ooh! Yeah, Half-Light.
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Show me her lorry right fucking now. The lady driver's lorry. Where is it? Whoa!
Fuck you! I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
What is your name, fuckhead? I'm gonna go on the police radio saying this guy told Madre to fuck off.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Where exactly is her lorry?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
You don't get to pretend like you have your little guts back after that, buddy.
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Right. Ooh, I like that a lot. Okay, that is my preferred way of getting that info from now on. Is putting that dude in his place. Alright. I think I'm gonna take a break from that. That's a good... Shut up, dude. We destroyed you. And I destroyed him looking like this. Kim, that was badass. Can I talk to him about that?
Yes?
No, I can't. Do I have more points? No, I want to up logic and try and figure out... You know what, yeah, one last thing that I haven't done. Let me actually... Let's try and do some logic stuff. Anything in here lowering logic? No, but I've got my logical stuff on now. Let's do it.
Yes?
Yeah, that'll
at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
No, that can't be right.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up? Like, as a joke?
I've considered it.
Oh. That kind of hurts, but the way he says it, at least, is like, dude, I didn't want to say that. It's not true, though, right?
I don't think I can say one way or another. I do think it's somewhat unlikely, though.
Why is that? What we saw in my ledger?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Ha! So now you can agree with me. You are their finest, huh? You were being humble.
I am the finest of nothing.
Do you really think I am a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Oh man, you're so cool, Kim. I love you. Just the way he puts it, man. If they doubt you, they're in for a surprise. And
Jamais
here we go.
Derealization.
Perfect.
Jamais vu, the opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
It's a good ability. The orbs I should have saved some orbs. I remember now. I still don't remember what this one even does. I don't think I ever These are the real reason to replay games. Or to replay this game. Is like, you're never going to get all of these thoughts and learn what all the buffs are. Like, and I already threw away Detective Cousteau. I should have gone for it this time because I failed the check. I'll play as a dummy again at some point. Oh yeah, let's put on our loser gear again. I think that was it, right? Yeah, loser again. Alrighty. So yeah, we can go talk to Joyce tomorrow. Or, well, the next time. I am gonna call it for the day. Make another save. Ooh, that was very satisfying at the end there. That was so good. And like, it does leave a question of like, wait, is Kim actually? And it's like, no, I don't think he is. When you ask everybody else about it, they're like, no, you're definitely not. You're too old. You're too unstable. You'd be the worst corrupt cop ever to be in someone's pocket, because they wouldn't even know if you'd show up or be reliable or remember anything. Alright. Good stream. Hello world, goodbye world.